Hey folks, hope you're doing good. Now, have you ever had one of those days where you walk past the mirror, glance at yourself, and your brain just goes, you should shave all your hair off. The next thing you know, you got the clippers in your hand and a sink full of hair, and you end up looking like this. A bit like Britney from the mid-2000s. So yeah, that's what I've done today. But we got an exclusive submission to check out. This guy, Berk, Yağlı, I think is how you say his name. I've been checking him out here on his social media. He's been mixing and mastering and doing production. He's got BAs and all sorts in that. MA in composition from Sheffield, a BSc in music and sound technology from Portsmouth. So I'm pretty sure this guy's going to know exactly what he's doing. All his uploads of him jamming out with his guitar and stuff like that. And in the email that he sent me, he said he's been doing some progressive metal. And he said that he's got some narrative-focused tracks which he likes to use samples and clips on. And I thought, hang on, that sounds like stuff I do. Then he also says he likes to add a nice cinematic edge to his music. So it's kind of like film music. It's not just a song with a verse and a chorus. It's more, kind of music to go with a scene, with an emotion or something like that. I thought, hang on, that sounds like stuff I do as well. So me and this guy have got a lot in common, even if it turns out that our music sounds nothing alike. Although I haven't got all those qualifications from Portsmouth and whatnot. But we're going to check out his track today. Looking forward to this one. So let's give it a spin. This track is called Obedient Workers.
When we send our young men and women into harm's way, we have a solemn obligation not to question numbers or shady news about why they're going, to care for their families while they're gone, to tend to the soldiers upon their return, and to never, ever go to war without enough troops to win the war, secure peace, and
the richest 10% and the poorest 10% in this country has widened substantially.
This fake news was indeed fake news.
So it might not seem like it, but it's the middle of the day here in Beijing. The air is so polluted that it's darkening the sky.
The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Obedient workers.
Here we go.
Civil rights, but even human rights. And the generation that's coming up now can see it. The only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Stringiness to that guitar tone, and it's not a telly or anything like that. It's got that kind of stringy tone to it. Sounds great. can coil tap those Ibanez actually. Yeah, it's got a good tone.
Stop sweet talking him. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready.
We saw a lot of these clips of 2020 last year. So far, this year hasn't been so bad. We haven't had the multitude of clips that we had in last year anyway. Yeah. Getting pretty progressive now. We've moved through different kinds of edges and sounds, you know, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Nice wide mix, totally filling out the stereo.
It'll be the ballad, or it'll be the book. It'll be liberty, or it'll be death. And if you're not ready to pay that price, don't use the word freedom in your vocabulary.
Cool. Yeah. I like the way that one came together, and I was bearing in mind what he said to me about, you know, the cinematic edge, using samples and stuff to set a context and to, you know, supplement samples for a vocal. And I like doing that. And one of the reasons I actually started doing that is because I'm crap on the vocal nowadays. I used to be able to scream and shout in the past, but I can't do it now, and I don't want to practice pissing and start pissing off my neighbours. So I've been kind of shipping out my vocals or just not doing any vocal and using samples instead. And I really, really like using samples in my own music. If you've checked out any of my stuff, you'll know it's full of samples. And sometimes I just build the whole track around the sample and what's being said and the kind of thing that's going on in the sample. So yeah, I really like the way that this guy used the samples as well to set a context, to give it I think using samples just immediately gives your music an atmosphere. It gives it a vibe, depending on what sample it is you use, obviously. But you know, when you're using kind of the stuff that he's been using in this one, yeah, it straight away gives the music a context and gives it, like you said, that cinematic vibe, because it's not just a piece of music now, it's a piece of music that's going along with what's being said or what's happening in the sample, and almost the sample gives it a kind of, you know, the music in a movie scene kind of vibe, or over a TV scene or something like that. So it adds a visual element to it. Even if you're not necessarily watching a video, just having a sample in your music can almost add like a mental visual element to it, especially if it's a sample you know and you can visualize the person talking or something like that. So yeah, I really think it's great. Now there are issues with kind of copyright and all that garbage that goes on with it, but I think, you know, if you can use free to use stuff and still get away with it, very, very cool. So yeah, I really like that he had those. I mean, mine and his music sounds totally different, but we definitely got some things in common, and I really, really dig that he's doing the same kind of stuff as me. Feels cool. But yeah, other than that, great tones, great tone on the guitar. As I say, it had a nice stringy tone, even though it was on a humbucker, but I'm not sure if you can coil tap those guitars. But anyway, had a nice stringy tone and kind of mids and stuff to the guitar. So it really cut through and had a kind of bite to the sound, which was nice. Great drumming and big washy cymbals and bringing in the double bass and stuff towards the end. So we had a more of a, you know, a heavier end and different sections and different energies within the track, which was cool. So yeah, I dig it a lot, and I like it, you know, that there's comparable elements between mine and his music, even though we sound totally different, because our approach, you know, and the reason we're using those things seems to be quite similar. Very, very cool. So I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Something a bit different. We'll see you around. Bye.